and welcome to another episode of the Agent Rundown Real Estate
Coffee Talk.
And today we're joined with Andre and Rita from Five Rings Financial. And today we're going to be talking about money. I'm Andrea, by the way.
I'm Angel.
I'm Marie.
I'm Christina.
And
I'm Andre.
Yeah.
I'm Rita.
All right, so let's just jump right in, you guys. We've asked a couple of questions from, our following, and I'm just going to go ahead and read off my first question. How do I grow my money and never experience market loss?
What most people don't know is that about 37 years ago, an account called an indexed account was created. And what the indexed account does is it allows your money to, number one, not experience loss due to stock market performance. And number two, it allows your money to shadow or participate in some of the upside of the market. It's a niche instrument that are used usually by the wealthy or the people that are in the know. So thank you, Angel, Andrea, Christina, and Anne-Marie for allowing us to share this knowledge that we do today and we do in our bigger class, Money 101.
That's awesome.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah,
It's our pleasure.
So index accounts, that's the answer?
That's the answer.
Tax-free index accounts?
Indexed accounts, there's also an account called a tax-free indexed account, which I'll give a little more detail, but those fall under this set of instruments that participate in the upside. So when the S&P 500 goes up, you get some of the growth, but when the stock market goes down, you get a zero. We like to say it like this: zero is your hero. Any year the stock market goes down. It's been kind of cool over this beginning of 2020 as the stock market had its little hiccup. All of our clients called us and said, wow, thank you for meeting me. Thank you for sharing your class. Thank you for that indexed account because I haven't lost any money in my savings, my retirement, my 401k, or my deferred comp.
That's awesome.
And one cool thing that I'd like to share about that on the index accounts, one of the things that I find is a lot of times, most of us know about funds, index funds, and index accounts are not index funds.
Interesting.
Oh, that's good
You
to
should
know.
call Rita and Andre to get more detailed information. We're just doing teasers for you guys right now to get you thinking.
Yes.
Right.
Awesome.
Can I take over the next one?
Yeah.
The next question would be, what's the best way to create stability and never outlive your money?
To me, it's a two-part question. One, which is, what's the best way to create stability? And stability usually has to do when you have enough money in an emergency fund, in a savings account, or you have access to some money so that if something happens, like you can't work for a couple of weeks, you can go, I'm not going to get behind financially. So the other part, so that's one, is having enough money in savings or emergency fund. There's two things with stability is there's an instrument out there called living benefits. And living benefits is designed to protect your money. It's designed to give you access to a pile of dollars, hundreds of thousands if you so wish, in the event that you have an event that you live through and you need some money while you can't work. So that's one instrument. The other way to not outlive your money is one of the cool features or benefits of indexed accounts is they have what's called an income payout feature for life. I think of them as pensions. And if you look back for the last 100 years, and you can go all the way back to the days of Rome, pensions were actually a type of indexed account. And so it's existed in some form or another for a really long time, but an indexed account creates a payment for life payment. You can have a pile of money in that account, and instead of just drawing random percentages off of it, or instead of pulling it all out, the company says, hey, if you'll let us pay this payment to you over your lifetime, we'll guarantee it for life.
Wow.
So that's a way to get a static amount of money every year, month, however often you want that payment for life.
And the teaser would be, do you want that to be tax deferred money or tax free money?
That was my question. So how do we have a lifetime? Because I feel like, I'm older, I've made money. The more money I make, the more taxes. How do I live and get this income without the taxes? Is that possible?
Well,
So
go ahead, Rita.
I was just going to say, as Andre was saying, actually, the wealthy of our nation, the IRS and insurance companies, a few of them a few years ago, maybe more like 20 years ago or more, got together and wealthy people wanted to find out ways that they wouldn't have to pay Uncle Sam, right? Because for most of us, he's not our favorite uncle. And so what can we do and how can we structure these accounts so that this way we can get them tax-free? Well, that is possible with a tax-free index account. The issue is that 90% of Americans don't even know about this. I myself personally started to learn about them, but I was paying $10,000 or $20,000 a course to get access to the financial people who shared this information.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, thank goodness today, we do not have to do that because people like Andre have shown up in lives like mine, and we get to show up in your lives to share that information. So, because really it is about educating middle income Americans, and specifically look at the, Andre is outnumbered women.
Yeah.
So once women share and learn about amazing things, then we are the nurturers and our families learn. So everybody gets to learn, everybody gets to be educated and elevated. So that's why we created years ago, our company created about 15, 16 years ago, these free educational workshops where you learn the details about what we're talking about today.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Do you guys know really quickly when your next class is going to be?
Yep, we have one today at 3 o'clock. And then we have our next one on Tuesday. And then we have our next one on Thursday. We're pretty much doing a class every day. And
Wow. Okay.
so that we can get you a link so you can see the list of classes. That might make it easier than trying to give you like this.
Yeah.
But
And we'll definitely share it with everybody once we actually post this video
Yes.
for everybody to see.
And I want to add a piece to what Rita said. First, Anne-Marie, you're not older. You're just of a better vintage.
Yes.
Remember that. And I've just been smart enough to be dumb enough to be smart enough to get myself invited to every goddess get-together that there is. So thank you, ladies, for inviting me. The tax-free indexed account, one of the neatest things about it is that most of us know of a Roth IRA. And a Roth IRA allows us to save $6,000 or $7,000 a year after tax, and then grow that money non-taxable. And when we go to take it out later as a distribution, we get to take it out tax-free. And isn't it just like the IRS? Anytime something's so good, they limit us. Well, as Rita was speaking a few hundred years ago, the wealthy, the tax guys, the IRS got together and they created this account called the tax-free indexed account. And as long as you're using after-tax money, it's an instrument or a vehicle, like Rita said, not taught, and you're mainstream, but it's an instrument that allows you to put $10,000, $20,000, $50,000, $100,000 a year into an account, grow it non-taxable, like a Roth, and be able to turn around and access that money back at any age for any purpose. And so it does exist. It is out there. It's just, we like to say it like this. It's usually not a money problem in our country. It's a lack of education about money in our country, which is one of the things I appreciate about you ladies and bringing people together and teaching them about money, teaching them about real estate, teaching them about these other instruments that are available that they're just not usually taught mainstream.
Yeah.
Thank you for asking.
Thank you. That was great.
So is it okay if I hop in, ask the next one? Okay, perfect. So how can I prepare for a major life event? Is there any way to protect my financial household?
So just like Andre was saying before, he mentioned something called living benefits. So living benefits are benefits if you have a chronic illness, you fall, hit your head, you can't feed yourself, you can't move around by yourself, transfer, that kicks in. What if you have a heart attack, cancer, stroke, blindness? All sorts of things can happen to us in our lives. Those are triggers to be able to access a big pile of money, as well as terminal illness. Say your doctor says there's nothing else we can do, but there is this clinical trial. And usually you have to access a big pile of money for those trials. So now you can do alternative medicine, access that money. My personal experience with one of my young clients, just 27 years old, cancer survivor. Once she got diagnosed, she got to have that big pile of money, electronic deposit into her account the day before she started chemo. And she just thanks me every day because she has peace of mind. And so even though she is not physically healthy and going to get physically healthy, She doesn't have to be financially unhealthy. She doesn't have to have financial cancer. And living benefits is so important to protect our whole financial household. So those bills, your mortgage or insurances, they can all get paid. And so living benefits, super important.
So like what I'm hearing, you know, as someone that's learning just like everyone else that's going to be watching this video. So what I'm hearing from you guys is that there's just different drivers to this protection of financial, you know, one, building financial wealth, two, creating stability and protecting that. There's a plan in place and everyone's plan could be different, right? Is it kind of, it's just like real estate, like it's like a puzzle piece, like every client has like their own puzzle that you put together to like make sure that they all work. Is it the same with you guys?
Absolutely. Yes.
I love that you use the puzzle piece analogy because we often teach it as a circle cut into a 3-piece pie. And in one of those circles, a focus of us is indexed accounts, protecting savings, protecting retirement, no stock market loss, income for life. The second puzzle piece is that tax-free indexed account used for college savings in case your child decides they don't want to go to college, they want to use the money for something else, or saving money at work and not having it stuck in IRA or 401k jail, or as you approach 72, using it for RMDs. And then the third part of the puzzle piece is the living benefits, which gives you access to that pile of money when you live through a life event that normally you would have died from. And so you're exactly right, Angel. And what we've learned is instead of trying to square peg round hole people, we started out teaching a class, teaching people about money instead of telling them what to do with money. And in that class, they learn the 6 tenets of money, right? 3 about savings, 3 about protecting. We talk about and go into a little more detail of what you're talking about. And then we do a one-on-one with clients so that they can learn very specific, like Angel's needs might be different than Anne Marie's, which might be different than Andrea's, which might be different than Christina. And so we focus on what's your goal? What do you want to do? What are you protecting? How much money do you have? What's the time frame? Do you have kids? Do you not? Is it retirement? How many years? And then we go back, and because we represent 30 different companies with hundreds of instruments, it's really focused on what's best for you, like houses.
I love
right?
that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So basically, I need to call you guys as soon as we get off of this because I had no idea about most of the things that you guys are talking about. And I'm like, I'm working so hard. I need to protect my funds, my assets.
That's a great point, Andrea, because like the people that are going to be watching this video are going to be anywhere from just out of college to retirement age. So my question, and I know we're running time, so it'll probably be the last question, is there a minimum amount, like the stimulus check? Could somebody take $1,200 and call you guys and be like, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
So there's no minimum, $500, $100, it's more about learning what to do, right?
The easiest answer from an instrument perspective is either $100 a month or $1,200 one-time deposit. So it's kind of neat to me that you picked that number.
Yeah.
That $100 a month or $1,200 for the first year is pretty much our minimum for savings. And then our living benefits, which creates that pile
That's
of money.
so possible that it's like, it's ridiculously, I'm like, what if I triple down, quadruple down on this thing? How much sooner can I
Right, you ladies spend that when you go to Vegas every weekend.
really, and more.
Right?
Or more.
Literally, you guys, I feel like I've been to Vegas the year in 2019, like almost every weekend for different events and stuff. So I feel that. Also, never going back to Vegas again.
That's how I feel.
I feel in a different sense because I'm in a different phase of my life right now, and I've been to that Vegas phase, but now I'm in a phase of like a lot of caffeine and coffee. So $100 a month, all I have to do is cut down a few cups of coffee a week, like between my honey and I, because I drink so much coffee. It's like a start, it's like I have $5 a day savings.
This is true. I don't think I've ever seen Angel without a Starbucks cup in her hand. It's like part of her.
I've saved a lot of money this quarantine, which I plan on, Rita and I have already got started because I've been saving a lot of money. Not going to
I want to give you guys a quick equation. You just said it, Angel. One of the things that we teach is $5 a day. You save $5 a day, which is like, I could either buy 4 cups of coffee a day or I could buy 1 less, and there's my $5. $5 a day over 40 years at a decent interest rate, like 8%, will grow to $500,000. What people don't realize is small amounts of money over a long period of time grow to big amounts of money.
Wow.
And that's because of
Sign me
compound
up.
interest.
Me too.
Exactly.
I'm ready.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Andrea. You got it, Christina.
I'm ready.
Absolutely.
Let's go.
Thank you guys so much. This was so informative. I'm super excited to share this with, everybody that we're working with and our communities and stuff.
I
And
do have one question just really quick, because our followers are, all around the world, really. Particularly if we just focus on around the United States, because we're all from different places. What if there's someone, in the Midwest, Ohio, Virginia, different areas, Florida, that are interested after seeing this video? Are they able to contact you guys?
Absolutely.
6 years ago, we created a video conference system using Zoom. And today, there's a group of us that do over 90% of our appointments like this. We do
Wow.
it using a technology called
That's
Zoom.
amazing.
And we meet with people all over the United States. And the way we see it is the United States is our market. We can talk to and help people all over the world, but we're specifically with instruments and companies in the United States. So the answer is yes. Anywhere in the US. I was just looking at calendars. Next Thursday at 9 a.m. California time is our next Money 101 class. We do a couple every week long. I just thought I'd give that one out because it's a few days out. What's
the actual date?
It is actually, the date is Thursday, April 23rd.
Nice.
Perfect.
Awesome.
And last question, it's really quick. Do they have to pay for your time? Is the consultation free?
Free
Is that
consultation.
No,
Free
all of our meetings, 3, 4, 5, 7 meetings with our clients, we do it for free. And the reason is that we've worked out a deal with our companies. They pay us a one-time commission when we bring a client to the table. And they pay us out of their operating budget. So the really cool thing from a heart space for us is you're never taking money from your pocket to pay us, and you're never having to pay a management fee. And the companies that we work with pay us out of their operating budget one time for working with them. We created what we call a no fee-based model. And it's really great for us because then, one, you're never spending money. 2, your money's never going down because you're paying that management fee. And 2, we get paid, we think, really well from the company because we're their sales and marketing arm. Because that's what we're really good at. They're awesome at instruments. We're really good at explaining, describing, drawing pictures, teaching the class. I
love that. So really what you're saying is that there's no losing by contacting you. Like even if you're creating a plan. So I love it. We're just so grateful that you guys are sharing all of this with us.
Yes,
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Awesome.
It's our pleasure. Thanks for including us.
Thanks for tuning in, y'all. See you next time. Bye.
Here. Take care.